Hey guys, it's Drac, and this is the SCNC, and while they're all setting up for the next game, reloading magazines and whatnot, I caught up with Jesse and Aiden of the FDL, and boy do they have something new, so it's over here, but first, let's go back in time. This is the FDL-1, it shoots mega darts, it holds 12 of them, it is a revolver, it's very, very cool. This is actually a later model of the FDL-1, which has like reinforced side plates, so I can't break it as easily, and is still doing awesome things with brushless motors, and a veritable speed for those motors so that it has varying power. Now, this is the older version. You can see that it's also got the new switch, but Jesse is taking it a new step and taken a lot of suggestions from a lot of people and made this. Now, the number one most obvious thing about this is that it no longer is a cylinder. The second thing is because it no longer is a cylinder, it's much lighter. The FDL-1 can actually get a little tiresome between the LiPo, the massive amount of plastic, and the microcontroller and whatnot going into it. You start to droop after hours of play. This is roughly, I don't know, it might be a hair heavier than a Strife, but would be excellent for one-hand wielding, sidearm, or primary style play. And you'll note that the controls are all much, much cleaner. So compared to switch, dial, switch, button, and rocker switch, this has less controls and they're far more intuitive. So first off, we get that very sweet noise when the microcontroller comes to life. And you'll notice that this actually has no rev switch, it just fires when it revs, because the brushless motors have such a quick spin up time that this is one shot. Now, that's worth talking about. This controls the firing speed, so similar to the FDL, this dial controls your feet per second, how fast the darts are firing through. Now we'll dial that back to a reasonable amount, and this is actually your rate of fire. So if we, and I'll have to dial this up so that you understand, that's that rate of fire, and then this is a little bit faster. So I like to keep this about here and this about here. Now, what is this switch up to? Well, in this position, it's single fire, so that's a snapshot. One trigger pull is one rev and fire cycle. Now this is a 2-shot burst. Okay, we'll reset it real quick. So this is a 2-shot burst. There we are. This is a 3-shot burst, which is of course my favorite mode of fire, and this is full auto, just empty your magazines. So all that is a ton of fun to talk about, but the overall shell is much cleaner. It's got vents here so that it doesn't overheat too terribly bad. It's got the FDL-2 logo here, a voltmeter for its LiPo so that you don't actually overheat. And then Jesse has actually completely designed his own magazine receiver here, complete with a disconnect that mirrors the way that an actual Strife works. So you can see that there's a peg here that comes in when the button is pushed. Same thing on your traditional in-strike blaster. So let's throw this stick magazine in. That's so cool. It looks like a space laser. It reminds me of the Lassiter from Firefly, actually. And we'll do a single shot. Oh man, we whirly birded. Let's dial the FPS back just a little bit. These elites are way worn. We've been nerfing for about 6 hours today. Insane. Compare that to your Strife. Like, that is crazy. Now let's do a quick 2-dart burst. And then my favorite is the 3-dart burst, of course. Don't tell Paul. Well, he doesn't have to know. My aim is awful. And then we've got full auto. Is there anything left in here? We've got a few darts to full auto away. I mean, that's insane. At roughly Strife size, a little bit thicker, but the same, actually shorter than the Strife, you get a full handguard, a completely designed magazine receiver, which is actually quite good. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed how smooth that was, but that was very easy and returned just as easily. We've got the fully designed kind of flywheel cage, which is now protected. That is an update from the original prototype that we reviewed, and the controls are all highly, highly intuitive. It's fully ambidextrous. I'm in love with this thing. It's really, really cool. I'm sure Jesse will be bringing it to NVZ 2.0, which is appropriate since he brought the FDL-1 to NVZ 1, but that's not even a review, just like a video telling you that Jesse's creation exists, and it's awesome. They will be purchasable down the line, but since the Kickstarter didn't do what we wanted it to that first go-around, he's still trying to figure out the business model to properly bring these to market. But these are really, really cool. This is a select fire primary that you could program and build yourself. Like, just absolutely beautiful. What a wonderful blaster. Jesse, thanks so much for sharing it, man. Like, I love getting to share this sort of awesome tinkering with you guys. Jesse's really like a big believer in blending that MakerBot space with the NERF hobby, and I think that this is quite the proof of concept that he has achieved that and then some. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this look at the FDL-2. If there's ever an FDL-3, I'll be sure to share it with you, but this is very, very cool.